Welcome, welcome. How are we? Looks like a couple of you are here. Um, this is crazy. This could be one of my wackiest tours yet. We are down here. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Is this my coffee? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. So I just let me find some light here. This is not light. There we go. This is so cool. So I'm down here in Seattle at Pike Place Market, and I did a bunch of research. Mincing my words. I haven't had a lot of sleep. Um, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I did a whole bunch of research on really cool coffee shops here in Seattle, and there's a lot of them because Seattle's kind of known for its coffee. And the one that I decided to feature today is called Ghost Alley Espresso. So I just ordered I almost said hot chocolate because I'm so used to doing hot chocolate tours. I just ordered my mocha and I just got it. They're amazing. So this is from Ghost Alley Espresso, and it's underneath Pike Place Market, in the market, and they advertise it as being right under where they do the fish. So if you know anything about the fish market and what they do with those fish and throw them around, like I said, I'm running on very little sleep right now. I might stumble on my words a little bit. I'm going to um, turn this around real quick so you can see this Ghost Alley place. So here we are. This is where I ordered from, Ghost Alley Espresso. And the amazing part is um, I like to order like the craziest thing on the menu. Yeah, let me just trying to balance everything here. There we go. How about that? Ghost Alley Espresso. So I ordered my drink and I ordered the mystery mocha. And so what they do is they ask you, do you have any allergies, which is totally smart. We're looking at the gum wall, the famous gum wall in Seattle right now. They ask me if you have any allergies. They ask me if you have anything you don't like. So I said, I don't like mint. Then, and I'm going to flip this around for a minute again. Then they asked me if I could have any superpower, what would it be? And we determined I already have a superpower, which I feel is creating magical moments, purveyor of magical moments. And then they said, what would your animal sidekick be? So, of course, if you've heard me talk about anything ever, I love alligators. So I'm about to take my first sip. I have no idea what this is, and they said it's guaranteed, so if I don't like it, to bring it back. So here we go, folks. I'm going to try this. Ooh. So it's got kind of like you taste the mocha. And like almost like a fruity, spicy blend, I'm going to say. And it's so cool. I love this. When I was reading about Ghost Alley Espresso, there was a gentleman who left a review and said, I ordered the mystery mocha. And I love that he didn't give away like what they do when you order it, because I just gave it away to you guys. And then he said he enjoyed it so much he went back and ordered another drip coffee because it's so good. Now, there's a bit of a history here. This has been around for a while. The original lady was roasting or owners were roasting their own coffee and running this little shop. And so then they decided they wanted to focus more on roasting the coffee instead of actually selling the coffee. So another couple bought the shop, kept it down here. The only disappointment was that I couldn't go in and sit down. I would have loved to have gone in and sat down and hung out for a little bit because this place is really cool. So I'm going to show you this menu again, and we'll go up to the window now because there's other people gone. And then we're going to go explore the market. And I'm walking on cobblestone, so I might be going kind of slow. Here we are. Here is Ghost Alley Espresso. Now, here's something funny. We're right across from the gum wall. Hey, Lorna. And of course, welcome to everybody today, because I'm not sure if I said welcome. I'm like so excited to be here. So we're right across from the gum wall, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm going to end up like putting gum on the wall. So I went back into the market to find gum, and I got charged $2.50 for a pack of Hubba Bubba. I get to Ghost Alley, I order my mystery mocha, and what does it say? Gum, 50 cents. I was like, no. Oh, well, you win some, you lose some. And I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to try and switch hands here. So if the camera gets a bit shaky for a moment, I apologize, but I'm holding the gimbal with my left hand, and I feel like that's not as effective for me. There we go. Now I've got my mocha in my left hand, and we're going to go take a look. So here we go. Maybe there's an hint of vanilla in this. I don't know. Is it okay if I just show them the window and everything here? Yeah, that's totally fine. All right. Absolutely. All right, here we go. So it's a little bit hard to see the window at the moment. Let me get to a better place. $2.50 for what? For a pack of gum? Because we're at the gum wall. I'll explain that in a second. I might come back later and put some gum down. So Ghost Alley, they've got all these ghosty things. And here is the funny sign that I was like, oh man, they have gum for 50 cents. I paid $2.50 for a pack. And then they have like stickers. How cool are those? And there we are. This place is, what do you guys think? Is this place kind of cool? Some of you I know are maybe not into ghosts and stuff. I just thought it was kind of cool. All right, I'm going to flip this around so it's on me. And I'm going to thank the lovely lady for the coffee. So just a moment here. Actually, there we go. I'm going to flip it back to the gum wall. I just want to say thank you. This was lovely. It's so good. My alligator inspired.
Did I give you a postcard yet?
No.
I have a postcard with you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. All right. There we go. I see we've got some friends on the tour here today. It's happening a lot lately. I think that's great. Welcome to anybody just joining in. I am now just tucking a postcard into my bag, juggling the mocha and everything else. And then we're going to do a quick little walk past the gum wall. And then we're going to head into the market. I'm going to show you around. It's really kind of cool inside the market. You feel like you're like underground or like in an old school, elementary school or something. It's kind of crazy. So apparently this whole thing with the gum wall started in the early 1990s. And there's a theater here. And close to the box office, people started sticking gum on the wall. And they actually, because Pike Place Market is owned by a foundation, it's a nonprofit, the foundation is like, no, you can't do this. It's like heritage building. The market was built started in 1907. You can't do this. So they scraped everything off, and then people came back and stuck gum on the wall again. And then they peeled it all off. They went through this 3 times. And then finally in the 90s, they were like, you know what? We're not going to win this battle. So nope, forget it. We're moving on. And so everybody comes down here and adds their gum to the wall. And you can see that this gum goes on for miles and miles and miles. Very cool. So we're going to head over into the market. And I'll show you around. I took a quick run through the market partially before starting the tour today. I got into town around 11:30, and I went to Pierogi to get a little something for lunch because my niece said I had to. And I had this salmon pate pierogi and a rhubarb pierogi. It's kind of like a cross between like a Danish and a beignet. Actually, it's kind of cool. We are down right at the waterfront here in Seattle. We have a busker nearby singing to us. And actually, so the market came about in 1907, and it was, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see this. When we get to the other side, you'll see. I don't know if you can see in kind of the middle of the screen, there's like, if you look in the glass on the building, you can see the reflection of the Ferris wheel right there. So that's kind of cool. And the market started as a farmer's market. It was a way to kind of have cheaper food options for people because things were getting very expensive here in Seattle. And now, to this day, there's over 220 vendors here, over 70 farmers, 70 plus farmers involved, 60 plus different buskers. There are 5 social service buildings here. I think I saw a seniors community center or home or something, which is kind of cool. And then there's 450 people that live down here as well. So we'll just take a look around the different stores. Not all of them today. Jewelry shops. There's a little bit of everything down here. I like these little guys here. Kind of like the only thing you know about Seattle is from 50 Shades of Grey. That is awesome. Maybe not like, it doesn't show you a lot, but yes, definitely it is set in Seattle. That's great. And I'm gonna check out these guys over here. The whole gang hanging out. Star Wars. Welcome to everybody who's just joined in. We were just down at Ghost Alley Espresso, where I had a mystery mocha made personalized just to me based on my superpowers and my love of alligators. So there we go. Now we're going to wander through the market. They call it Ghost Alley because apparently this is a quite haunted area of Seattle. So that's something I'd like to explore more on another trip. I love looking when you have places like this and they have posters for the community up. I kind of love looking at them to see like what's truly going on. Because Seattle is so close to Vancouver, I actually have been to Seattle many, many, many times. And in fact, oh, my signal's going low. Yes, coffee ground zero. I'm gonna have to go back out. Sorry if this is really low. I might have to go up to the top and do a look around there because my signal just dropped out. So many things to watch for. At least it seems to not be affecting you guys. So I'm going to go back outside and see if we can get it going again. And we'll maybe start from the up top of the market. So here we go. The signal is working out here. Anyways, I was saying I've spent a lot of time in Seattle. Yeah. And is my pink case at the station? My pink case, my suitcase, is being stored by Luggage Hero at a shop ironically called the Purple Store. And I'm wearing a hot pink dress today, like kind of a long t-shirt dress. And my leggings are multicolored with hot pink. And I walk in and they're like, "Oh, sorry, you're in the wrong store. You and all your pink." And I gave a good little laugh. All right, let's see what happens if it comes back out here. Um, I might be able to kind of rig the camera up somewhere. I'm like not totally dressed the way I want to be dressed today because I had to like match up a jacket with being away for 5 days. So I'm in camouflage. It's a camouflage jean jacket. Maybe I can. Let's see if this ledge is wide enough to put the camera down. Right? That's weird. Okay, the signal's saying it's really low, but it seems to be okay. So do me a favor, and if it starts to go wonky, let me know. I'm going to turn this around, and I'll see if I can show you my outfit. So give me a moment here. I'm going to try not to. Oh, I'm going to flip the camera around too. So give it a moment. There we go. And I will walk back to where I can show you. Can you see me now? Go back a little. This cobblestone really scares me. All right, how about that? I'll do like my model poses. There we go. All right. Thank you. These laces are kind of sort of still in from when I just flipping it around here from when I went to New York City and I did a Tiffany's photo shoot and everything was Tiffany blue. But also, to be honest, my black laces broke and I put these one in and I keep forgetting to go buy new black laces. So they're staying turquoise. And that's okay because the shoes, the job I bought the shoes for, I no longer have that job. And I had to have black laces in them. I think it looks way better. And they're fluvogs, so you got to have a little bit of attitude with fluvogs. All right, we're going to head up the street here and go back into the top side of the market. And there we go. Now all my bars are all in green. And I'm no longer worried that you guys are going to drop away from me in 5 seconds. So here we are, right in downtown Seattle, right by the water. It's kind of like not the greatest area. Not going to lie, Seattle's gone downhill, but I'm actually kind of surprised at how downhill it's actually gone. Because I was dragging my suitcase through the streets and I had Kenzie, my little Build-A-Bear, on the suitcase. And I was like, I'm not going to lie, I was a little terrified somebody was just going to grab her and run. And that would just ruin everything because she's a very special bear to me. So here we go. There we are. Flower shop. I love this. All right, so now we are upstairs in the market-ish. We're on the other side of the street from the market. Oh, I feel a postcard coming on. So here we go. And that's weird. There's like, they now have a Target right downtown here. And I've never seen a Target in a downtown area. Maybe that's just me and the cities I've gone to. But I feel like that's really weird. Okay, let's get this public market a little bit bigger here and centered. Oh, a piggy. I tried to read as much as I possibly could over the last 2 weeks about the market, and I vaguely remember hearing about that. So how about we do this? While I walk around and show you everything, you guys keep an eye out for the piggy. And whoops, sorry, I dropped that. And we'll see if we can find it together because I'm going to be watching the signal and my battery and the cobblestone streets. But I think you might be right on that, Annie. Yeah, this is Pike Place Market. This is right at the market. So Ghost Alley Espresso is literally right underneath the market. I think it's so cool. I'm just gonna adjust the gimbal a little bit here. So excited. I got all my information today from my Airbnb in New Orleans. I cannot wait to check in tomorrow. It's gonna be fantastic. So here we go. We'll get you guys some postcard shots. We got flower vendors outside. I feel like some of this is partly just because, that Valentine's Day is looming. And there's some other cool shots we'll get with the Ferris wheel and everything in the background as well. So here we go. There's our farmers. Whoops. I'm going to drop this back out again. Farmers market, and the pig is under the sign, as in you've seen it or you read that that's where it is. Because there's two signs. There's Public Market Center, and then to my right, your left, your right, maybe two, I don't know. There's another sign, but we'll make our way down there. Let's just see. Oh, they're throwing the fish thing, I think. Let's go catch this. So this is the famous fish market. There's the pig. Right there. There we are. We found it. Teamwork. As I used to say at Rocky, teamwork makes the dream work. Let's get him from the front. There we go. Very cool. Yeah, I was kind of hoping they were going to yell a little bit.
And you can do the date, doesn't have to be tomorrow.
Like fish retro t-shirt. So this is that famous. You guys ever heard of the fish philosophy? It's a very common philosophy. Build-A-Bear uses it in their training. Lego touched on it. I think even when I worked at Sugarfina and some of the other ones, they touched on the fish philosophy as well. And so basically there's all these guys back here, and when people order fish, they kind of bounce it around from person to person and call it out and all this really cool stuff. You can actually watch videos about it on YouTube, which is pretty awesome. So let's get a picture of the sign here. There we go. Pike Place Fish Company. Try not to get any other people in it. See if I can get a little bit closer for you too. There we go. We'll give it a moment, see if anybody orders anything. And if not, we'll continue on our journey and I can tell you a little more about it. Maybe we'll just walk around for a bit and see if they start going soon.
We got a tip!
It kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what they're like. So for those of us just joining in, we are down at Pike Place Market, and we're hanging out by the famous fish place, seeing if maybe there'll be some yelling. I just did. This is the coffee shop and history walk. So I just ordered a Ghost Alley espresso. I did their mystery mocha, so they kind of give you a little mini interview and ask you like, what would your superpowers be if you could have one, and what's your animal sidekick? What are you allergic to? What kind of flavoring? Is there anything you don't like? Stuff like that. And then they basically go away. They write it all down and then they go away. and making your mocha. And this one is kind of like, I was going to say like maybe a bit of lavender. And when I first had the first few bits, it was kind of spicy too. So it's pretty cool. Um, and I would highly recommend coming down here and going to Go Sally Espresso if you're a coffee fan and hanging out at the market. It's super cool. I was going to try and show you guys downstairs, but the signal is not very strong. So I'm leery of hanging out downstairs. They have a lot of fun when they work here, and they goof about a little bit. So we're just going to give it another moment here and see if they do their thing. Kind of crazy. Yes, funny you should mention that, Marty, because I'm actually planning to walk over there. It's just giving us another little minute to see if they do their thing. And then we're going to do a little walk about the area. We took a look at the gum wall, and it was so funny because when we were down at the gum wall, there was people like standing around, and they were all just like, "This is so disgusting." I'm like, I'm kind of with you. I think it is kind of gross if it's all this chewed gum, but in a way, I think it's also kind of cool. And I bought myself a pack of gum so I could go put a piece there later. All right, I don't see much going on at the moment, so we're going to slowly walk away and do a quick little walk through the market upstairs on our way over to the original Starbucks. When I used to work for Starbucks, which I did for a very, very brief amount of time, I think I lasted 8 months and was like, no, this is not for me. And I left the company, and they, while I worked for them, I came down here and waited in line for, no kidding, an hour to get in. But I had saved up my 3 pound of coffee or 2 pounds or whatever it was that week and bought it there. So this is kind of cool. Like I was saying before, if you're just hopping in now, Pike Place Market is actually a nonprofit, and they have a foundation that owns it and manages it. So I'm seeing all these names, and I'm guessing that people were able to buy a tile and have their name forever in the floor of the market as a means of getting the funds to keep the market going. There we go. Downstairs is all like lots of little teeny tiny jewelry shops and stuff as well. Well, it wasn't that it was hard. It was that they weren't really into teaching me how to do the drinks because I'm so really good at running a cash register, and I could move the line so quick that when they had somebody who's really good on cash mixed with some really strong baristas, we could move the crowd so fast through there that they just kept putting me at cash, and I would get on bar on a Saturday morning, and then I wouldn't know what I was doing because like I hadn't been on bar for like 3 weeks. Most of the drinks are basically done in a pattern or a formula, but until you start doing them all the time regularly, it's kind of hard to really grasp it. And so I got really frustrated and I left because I'm like, you know what? I could go be a cashier anywhere. I wanted to work there to be a barista and make drinks for people. And it kind of ruined it for me. And which is too bad. Maybe down the line I'll give it a shot again. But friends would come and meet me after work. And of course I could buy a coffee for them half price. And so I'd actually have a coffee ready for them when they arrived, or a drink. And I would literally make up a drink for them. And like oftentimes it was my own creation, and they would end up, that would be their drink they'd order like forever after that. So I certainly have the talent for it. I just didn't have enough opportunity to really nail it. I think when I'm in, just trying to remember where. Oh, okay, we're close, but we're not super close. There's Sula Tabla, and I feel like, yeah, I came down here, maybe? Yeah. Okay, give me a moment to kind of figure out where. Shoot. All right, where is. I remember, I'm just sorry, I'm going to wander for a minute because I'm. Oh, I see it. I see it. Oh, Sue, so hard to. There's so much to look at here. It's crazy. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Yes, I knew the 1912, but I was like, what are the addresses here? I don't see it. I do prepare for these tours, honestly. Just that sometimes the difference, there's a very big difference between like reading something, looking at it on a map, and actually doing it while you're talking and walking and avoiding cars and trying not to break your ankle on the cobblestone and watching the signal and all those super crazy, ridiculous things that happen. So here we are. This all looks familiar now. I think this store on the corner here is so cool. This sur la table. There's just something very cool about the building. And I'm one of those people who like, I'm terrible with like north, south, east, west stuff. So don't ever ask me like, or tell me like, oh yeah, it's just 3 blocks south. Yeah, that could be anywhere. I do things based on like landmarks and bus stops and things like that. If I've gone on a bus anywhere, I can totally find my way back so easily. Okay, I gotta tell you about this place. I had pierogi today. Telling you about that, but not this one. I actually got off the bus and found one further up in a little food hall that was kind of cool. My niece was like, "You have to go here, Auntie. You will love it." So it's kind of like, let me see if I can find a picture of them without disrupting people. I'm going to sneak up right here. There we go. I'll bring this in a little closer. There we are. So they're not croissants, they're not scones, they're not donuts. I had a salmon pate one. I was a little disappointed, but I'm super picky about my salmon. So mostly I only like salmon when I cook it myself. And then the other one I had a sweet and I had a savory. So I had a rhubarb one for dessert. And here we go. Look what we found. Very, very, very first original Starbucks. And how fitting. I love coffee. And the first Starbucks opened on March 30th, 1971. Jill, I'm not actually really familiar with it, no, but it looks cool. And I'm like, oh, I'd like to go look at the dishes one day. So March 30th, 1971 is when Starbucks started. And my birthday is March 25th, 1970. Coincidence? I think not. I'm going to bring this back out again and we'll go do a walk by past the actual store. People waiting in line. Quick glimpse inside as we go by. Here is the window. and all of their paraphernalia. And this is the only store where you can buy in the shop the actual, there's a special blend. Oh, cool. Hey, Marty, do you know this area really well? Oh, look at this pig. He's so cool. I'm going to pull this out a little bit really deep in here. I wonder if this is like done for them, right? You know how like okay. Some cities like in San Francisco years ago they painted all those hearts and then auctioned them off. So I wonder or if that one was just like meant to be like that. Let's just go see where this leads. This is super cool. We have a little court. One of those places where you can smell the spices. Oh, I see. This is a restaurant back there. A lot of the shops aren't open today. How fitting to have mermaids here in Seattle. Oh, Joe, that's hilarious. Dan loves it. He actually, when we did, let's give you a quick boo. We did, Dan Kingwell, Jay, and I did an event together back in was it October or November, and he bought me a Starbucks afterwards as a thank you for coming out on the tour. And yes, he does love Starbucks. I'm more of a very Canadian gal. I love my Tim Hortons. I cannot lie. Here, Dan's great. I think it's so awesome that there's like kind of three of us guides in like sort of the Vancouver area, and that we're all like incredibly different in our personalities and what we like to show people. So I kind of feel like between the three of us, you guys get a pretty well-rounded view of for sure the lower mainland and the island. And I'm super stoked. I'm trying to plan going to, oh, you saw that one museum? Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. It was hysterical. So I'm planning to do an overnight in Victoria and run a whole bunch of tours while I'm there in the summer. Super stoked for that. My gosh, do you guys like affogatos? I started doing them at home with no sugar added ice cream and king cake flavored coffee, which is what I will be buying when I get to New Orleans. I feel like they're doing some developing down here on the waterfront. I'm going to go back the other way and I'm going to try and get you guys some cool postcard shots with the public market sign as well as the Ferris wheel in the background. It's getting a little bit sunnier here. Certainly feels a bit warmer. I got so nervous. I was coming on the bus from after the border, and about 30 minutes before we got to Seattle, I kind of was like napping for a bit. Not gonna lie, I was too excited. I couldn't sleep last night. And hey, Linda, welcome. So I woke up from this short little nap, and it was pouring rain, like alarmingly pouring rain. And I was like, first of all, I don't have a jacket for this. Second of all, I don't have an umbrella for this. Third, what am I worried about? I'm doing a tour at the public market. It's going to be indoors primarily. I'm good. And then I went back to sleep for another 15 minutes because I'm ridiculous. All right, we're going to head back and I'm going to get you your postcard shots. I almost got in the Starbucks lineup. Whoops. Nobody wants to wait on that line. Except maybe Dan King, right? I've only ever actually ordered an affogato, oh, however you pronounce it properly, once at a shop. And then I was like, for the amount of money they charge, I feel like I could do this at home. We're really just adding a scoop of ice cream to coffee. How hard can that be? All right. So my saying earlier that my signal is not very strong inside the market. Maybe it's something to do with older buildings and concrete and things like that. Anyone just coming in, I'll show you one more time. Where did it go? There it is. Ghost Alley Espresso is where I went for coffee today, and I highly, highly recommend it. Ask for the mystery mocha, and they will do a mini interview with you to find out, like, what would your superpower be? What is your sidekick animal? What are you allergic to? And what do you really not like? And then they go away and they design a coffee for you and they call it out. I was a little disappointed that they didn't call out, like, okay, I have a magic alligator something drink, because those were my answers. Magical moments is creating magical moments. That's what I consider to be my superpower. All right, I am finished my fabulous mocha. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to walk up the hill a little bit here. Yes, uphill. Because I do these things for you guys. I am walking up a very steep hill right at the moment. And then we're going to flip around. And there should be a view with the public market sign and the Ferris wheel when we get high enough. And actually, we're all the way back. So I have my luggage with me, obviously, because I'm going to the airport tonight. And I had no idea that you can just Google, like, luggage storage. And there's companies that have places all over the city that just kind of valet your suitcase for you. Here we go. This is getting better. So you book in your time slot. I said I was dropping my luggage off at the spa while I went to do the tour. I know, right? So much built up. Let's see if I can bring this in a little closer for you. There we go. So I'll try and I'm going to hold the pose for a moment or two. Yeah, I feel like it's a new thing, Ronnie Lynn. I was talking to my best friend one night, and I was saying how, like, it's one of the trips I was going to do that I ended up canceling. And just trying to, this truck was not here before. There we go. Let me walk a little further up. So I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to have like a whole day. What do I do with my suitcase? And so my best friend Googles and says, well, you can just get somebody to, like, store it for you. Some hotels do it. Like, so then when I went to do this, this is not a good view. I wonder if I was up higher. Sorry, I am trying to find, I saw this really spectacular view of the sign earlier, and I don't know where I was standing, but it had the Ferris wheel a little, I thought, differently in the background. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yay. Oh shoot, I better be careful here. Sorry, give me a second to rearrange my pocket. Sorry. Huh. All right. Okay, let's see what happens if I go. We're going to lose the market sign. We're going to go into Post Alley. All right, so here we go. So this is what I was saying. This is the purple store here, and they are valeting my luggage. Now, I booked mine through Luggage Hero, and they do it literally by the minute, because you can do a flat rate, like, for the day for like $6. But I was like, you know, I'm just going to really drop it off while I do the tour, and then I'm going to go pick it up. and then kind of carry on with my day. And I'm planning to like go out to South Center Mall for a little bit and then finish off my day at Cheesecake Factory before heading to the airport nearby. So that's kind of my deal. And so I'm like, I'm just going to do it for like by the minute. So they do a little bit of a surcharge, of course, right? Like getting a taxi cab or whatever. And so I'm literally just paying by the minute for this. And I don't have to worry about it. It's secured. It's in a back room in the shop. Um, they give you, oh yeah, the surcharge. It's like $1 something for insurance. This is like so cute. Let me flip this around, okay? There we go. There we go. There's Post Valley. Give this a moment, and I'm gonna cross the street. So my luggage is hanging out. Maybe I'll just wait a moment and let this car go by. My luggage is hanging out nice and safe and sound, and I don't have to worry about juggling everything while I'm doing the tour. And then I just go back when I'm done, pick it up, and carry on with my day. So I think that's a pretty fabulous way of doing things here. Sorry, that's a brick building. Just trying to cross the cobble street. So down. Cool. This kind of actually reminds me a little bit of Victoria, right down at the waterfront. Yeah, my luggage has a nanny. Yes, it does. Just paying for a sitter for my luggage. Kenzie, my poor little Build-A-Bear lamb, is like smushed into the luggage because I was like, I think they charge for an extra bag. And I didn't want them to call her a bag. And then when I come back from, actually tomorrow in New Orleans, I get there and I don't check in until 2, but I arrive at 8 in the morning. And I'm doing a tour at 2 o'clock their time. And so again, I'm just going to go back on Luggage Hero because I now have a profile and get them to look after my luggage for me. And then same thing on my last day. I'll probably do the same thing again. 1907. Let's keep the market strong. And this was done in 2021. So the bit about the market is, if you missed earlier, it's actually there's a foundation, a nonprofit that actually owns and operates the market. So this whole area is like a heritage site because it was started in 1907 and started as like a farmer's market. And now there is 5 social services down here that run through the foundation. There's over 70 farmers involved and over 60 buskers that perform here. And I believe I've seen a couple of apartment buildings as well. So there's like over 450 people that live down here, and it's all very cool. And this is all stuff I never would have known if I hadn't have been. Okay, Anne, you're welcome. We'll go through this part because I seem to have a very strong signal in here. So we'll go take a little boo around here. Lots of farm themed. I love cow stuff. I love things that are black and white. Thanks for coming out, Anne. The little bookstore. Isn't it Earth, Wind, and Fire? Wasn't that isn't that a band or a group or something? Well, I think we might be at the end of it. Yeah. I love that there's all like these little teeny tiny. Check out this rooster. He's pretty silly. He is painted like a cow. I don't know about the rest of you guys are actually having issues with having eggs in the supermarkets back home. So I hear. I've never had a hard time getting them. Holy. Oh, it says empty shell, ostrich eggs, $35. Wow. But I've actually, local wildlife. We've got a little pigeon running around here. Hey, dude. Oh, and look at this. This cow is pretty cool. I would like one like this in my house. So this is all still the Pike Place Market. So we're right down at the waterfront in Seattle. I'm here because I'm flying out tonight to head to New Orleans for tomorrow and the next 5 days. And we are just hanging out at the market. I got a coffee from Ghost Alley Espresso, named after all the hauntings that seem to happen down here. So I feel like one day I have to come back and do a ghost tour here. I think that'd be so cool. And I did the mystery mocha, which means they just kind of ask you a few questions and design a drink for you right there and then on the spot. It's pretty awesome. We were checking out the market. We're actually back where the fish are. So let's just see if they're doing their thing with the whole fish philosophy. A lot of companies do the whole fish philosophy for part of training for customer service because it's all about um, making people's day and teamwork and making people smile and everything. So, but I think what has to happen is somebody needs to order a fish and then they'll do their thing. So if I could take a fish to New Orleans with me on the plane. Oh.
And one more. And one more.
Here we go. We got it. It's worth wondering back for. So this is the kind of stuff that they do down here, which makes it fun to work together as a team to sell fish. I know, right? Every now and then I just get my timing perfect. We were here earlier and it was pretty quiet, but we got it. We got it. All right. And for those who missed it earlier, we had a whole teamwork thing going on. We found the hidden pig right under the sign. There we go. And they have all these in the market. There's tiles, and out here there's little leaves and stuff, and there's names on them. And so, because it's a nonprofit, you could buy tiles and squares to help support the foundation. They keep scaring people with the fish. It's hilarious. I think she shot water at her, and she thought it was like the fish doing something. We are literally right down at Pike Place, the famous, world-renowned Pike Place Market, where they do all the crazy fish stuff. And actually, when I got my job at Build-A-Bear Workshop, the cool part is we had to watch this fish philosophy video, and they talk about all about customer service and making people's day and smile and laughing and teamwork and all of that. And I was like, hey, I go to Seattle all the time. But I hadn't been to the market since I was probably about 5 years old. So the next time I came to Seattle, which happens often for me, until that, pandemic thing we had, then I was like, you know what? I kind of gotta check this out more. So I would come down to the market and watch them throw the fish. All right, let's go check out the view out back here. Looks like it might be a restaurant, but we can sneak a view. Ooh, we've got a bit of a straight shot view here. think this is called Puget Sound. So one of the things that Seattle is known for is seafood, much like Vancouver. And all along the waterfront, so right ahead of us, there's the lighting's a bit odd, but there's not much we can do about the environment. But there's a green building down in the front that kind of jets out right where my finger is there. And that's actually the Seattle Aquarium. And all along the waterfront here, there's different like piers. There's some very famous, can't remember the name, but very famous seafood places. One of the things you get when you come to Seattle is like seafood chowder, if you're into it. And it's just really, really, really great place to kind of go and hang out, do some foodie tour stuff. I bet they have a really good foodie tour down here somewhere too. I haven't really looked at the tours because, well, welcome if you're just joining in. We're coming towards the end of our tour of the Pike Place. Whew, almost said, I was trying to throw public market, but that's like Granville Island in Vancouver. We're in Seattle. The Pike Place Market, which I discovered is a foundation, a nonprofit, and it was started in 1907 and carries on today. There's been some really cool architecture that I've seen as I kind of wandered around today. Oh, that's interesting. This is a little lamppost that I just discovered that I didn't see when I was down there. So let me see if I can zoom in on this dude. Right in the middle of the frame there. Ivers. That's what I was, yeah, Ivers. And they have like a little mini Ivers in the airport at SeaTac as well. Isn't that kind of cool, that little dude there with the light? I hear them doing the fish thing again. We might go back. Let's go see what's going on. I like all the lampposts and stuff. Where my bus dropped me off this morning, I took Flixbus this morning. And kind of like Greyhound, only we don't have Greyhound anymore. So I did Flixbus, and it was actually a pretty cool experience. But they just kind of drop people off on the side of the road, which was kind of weird, in their own little designated spot. So I had to kind of make my way through, and they drop off kind of just on the edge of the international district. So the downtown area here in Seattle is very much divided up into different neighborhoods: Capitol Hill, Pioneer Square, International Village, and I got some cool pictures of some of the gates and stuff they have down here. All right, for those of you who missed it, how are you?
We're taking donations for our veterans today.
Oh, you know what? Just give me a second here. I
will.
might be able to.
Don't give me $100 bill.
I don't have those.
I refuse it.
I've never had one of those. But I got $1 for you. What have I got? Let me see. I got to keep some for me. I got 2 for you. Okay, so
I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Thank you. You too. Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, sir. From the veterans.
All right, just at the top of the stairs here. Oh, you guys are always welcome. I love doing this. I was like, honestly, like so super stoked about coming down here today and doing the Ghost Alley Coffee and exploring the market. It's always very interesting seeing things through someone else's eyes. And that's actually when I really started to love Vancouver. I grew up in Vancouver my whole life, but never really had a big penchant for it. It's like, you grow up around something, it's all very familiar, it's no big deal, whatever. And then you start to see things like when I got my job at Rocky Mountaineer, I started to see everything through the eyes of the tourists. And then I was like, you know what? Vancouver's actually a really cool city with some cool history that I didn't even know about. So this is where my tour started today, down here at Ghost Alley Espresso, which is like the coolest coffee shop in Seattle in my mind. And we're in a really crazy cool little spot here. Lots of, I guess, artwork, posters, things like that. And then right down here, I'll go back and show you guys a little menu they have. It's so funny, when I first came up to make sure I knew where to find the place, there was like no one here. And then when I came back to start the tour, there was a lineup. And I was like, how is there a lineup? Now, they didn't let me go inside and sit because they don't have customers inside. But like, check out the alleyway. There's the entrance. Once upon a time, here, I'll flip the camera around. Sorry if I'm stuttering my words. I didn't sleep very well last night because I was super excited for today. And then I'm going to flip back around. I'm going to go back over here because this is what I was talking about before, the gum wall. So here we are at the gum wall. We're going to do a little walk down it. And it started in the early 1990s. And people just started, I don't know, for whatever reasons, putting gum here. Like, why? And after a while, they scraped it all off, cleaned it up, because this is all heritage building, right? And then it was clean for like a minute, and then people started putting gum up again. And then, so they took it all down. They did this 3 times. And then the foundation that owns the building and runs the market was just like, whatever, it's a losing battle. Like, why even try? And so they, lots of artwork too. And they were just like, whatever, okay. So then it just became a thing, like an actual thing to come down and come to the gum wall and actually add a piece of gum to it. So we're here. I'm going to show it to you. People turn it into artwork. They've blown bubbles and put it on the wall. I may or may not be opening a package of gum right now with the intention, maybe not, to add a piece. There used to be an underground club. There's like 3 levels to this market. And if my signal didn't disappear when I went inside, I would have actually done a tour because it's kind of like creepy but cool all at the same time. Hey, if you're just joining in, we are getting to the end here. But if you've learned and been on enough of my tours, you know that I always go over time anyways. And if we're having a good time, I'll hang out for a little bit extra. But I do have to go get my suitcase from the nanny at some point. Okay. This is like really bizarre. This is a lot of gum, people. I want to know where people got the blue gum from. This whole doorway and everything. It's crazy. More of Forest Alley, but with a half burned out sign down there. I don't know. What do you think? Would you guys add a piece of gum to this? Even over the doorway there. That's crazy. I've heard that some people do it like they use a penny. So like they put the gum on the penny and then so they don't touch the wall. You don't chew gum. Okay. There's some really, there we go. Oh, the Green Tortoise. It's a hostel now. For a while there, when I was coming down to Seattle. Yeah, right, John. Ugh. I used to stay at the, what's it called? Hosteling International, the High. And I got to know the staff there, and they were always very good to me, so I stayed there. And I kind of, at one point, it was said that, like, the Green Tortoise was kind of a not to my lifestyle, perhaps, kind of place, briefly. I see it advertised a lot on Expedia and Priceline, or just Expedia. All right, I'm going to flip this around and we're going to start to do our closeout here. I feel like I need to have the gum wall behind me for this. Yes, I will be in New Orleans tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., which is 6 o'clock our time, 6 a.m. Yes, I'm chewing gum. Sorry about that. But I'm not going to do this in front of you. Don't worry. I might take a picture, though. On that note, for the next 5 days, I will be in New Orleans, people. And my flight time, I leave tonight at 11:59 p.m. out of Seattle. And I change planes at Houston at like 6 in the morning or some god awful time. Thank you. If you guys do have a chance, feel free to tip me, drop a little something. I really wish they would do $1 as an option for tips, because I think that would be so cool if everybody, it's just a little bit, there's something different between $1 or $2 or a couple of bucks or whatever. Just, sometimes. Anyways, that's another thing for another time. That's not for today. If you have the means, I would appreciate it. Always appreciate it. If you thought it was a fun and funky tour and you'd like to leave a review, you can comment on the outfit I showed you that I'm wearing earlier, or how crazy it was that they do a mystery mocha, or that I found a place that does a mystery mocha, things like that. Again, reviews that are helpful for someone else, right? Like, hey, I really enjoyed something she did, like name the something I said or did, or do you think something was really well researched or super fun, or I was like a little bit loopier and sillier than normal that day and hilarious or whatever. Those are great things to leave. I'm always looking to see what a tour guide is like. What is their personality like? Do they find cool stories? Things like that. I don't have anywhere where I can do a full body right now, but I'll tell you what, I will try and post. I always usually post a travel picture on my travels, so I'll try and get an outfit, picture of my outfit today at some point when I'm at the mall or something, and we'll post it on one of my Girl on a Bus Adventure groups, whether it's Instagram or the Facebook one. So, hey guys, if you haven't already, please follow me. Go check out all my tours I'm doing this week in New Orleans. It's going to be super fun and amazing. I've got a Kel Surprise New Orleans coming up, and we're going to go tour a typical local grocery store in New Orleans. It's a very different experience than like Vancouver, where I am. Oh, thank you. And I arrive tomorrow morning, and tomorrow at 2 o'clock New Orleans time, we're going to go do a walk through the French Quarter. So I will literally have just landed in New Orleans, made it into town, probably grabbed lunch, and then we're going to go hit the French Quarter and see what we can find. It is during Carnival, so who knows? Anything can happen all week. It's going to be fun, fabulous. I hope all of you guys can make it. I'm going to talk about some of the history of New Orleans. I'm going to tell you some of my stories about New Orleans. If you've been on my tours before, you've heard me talk about the fact that I go down and I volunteer in New Orleans. I've done this will be my 25th, 26th trip to New Orleans. I will. Thank you, Marty. I'll go check that out on my way. Once I go pick up my luggage. I'm not paying for the nanny to look after my luggage while I'm looking at a travel store. All right. Yeah, and if anybody has any pictures from today, post it on my Girl on the Bus Adventures page if you want, or on the Hago Voyagers, add some shots in. Love it when you guys share stuff. That's so cool. It makes me feel really, amazing and important. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to go get my luggage, as always. Glad I could be here hanging out with you today, and I hope I created at least one magical or hilarious moment today for you. And on that note, I'll see you in New Orleans. Go be fabulous and have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you, Joanna. I fully intend to. There will be loads of pictures and everything. Maybe even a few little last minute lives and whatever. And that's the other thing is do the notifications for Calcipre's New Orleans, because I'm probably going to do a couple of other ones throughout the week. I'm hoping to be able to show you guys one of the Mardi Gras parades, because all the big crews are rolling this week. And I just felt my first drop of rain. So goodbye from Pike Place Market and the lovely gum wall and jazz concerts. I love jazz music. My favorite venue in New Orleans is the Royal Sonesta, the jazz house at the Royal Sonesta. And I always go and see Jermaine Basil if I can. So you are welcome. Thank you for the compliment. And I'm going to go get my luggage from the nanny. Have a great day, guys. Thanks so much.